Howdy, hey everybody, and welcome back to Fallout New Vegas. And yes, as you can see, me and Eddie are back here on Black Mountain. And we've come back here today because last time we were here, I've also gotten rid of Arcade because we are here to pick up Raul. If you remember last time we cleared out this area, we never really fully dealt or talked with him. So let's go ahead and see what he's got to say.
Oh, it's you. You need something repaired or something?
Actually, you want to come with me?
Anything's better than staying here. Let's go.
And yeah, just like that, Raul has given you the regular maintenance perk, so pretty good. We'll go ahead and check that out. Alright, so regular maintenance. While Raul is a companion, the condition of weapons and armor decays more slowly, so that's pretty good. Not gonna lie, I never really looked into it that much, but good to know. But the reason why I want to get him is we're actually going to be exploring his quest a bit, because it ties into the location we're currently at Forlorn Hope a little bit, kind of. So we're going to actually be going back to, don't know if you guys remember, way back in the beginning of the game, we actually went to McCarran, I think, or went by McCarran, right? Yeah, right here. So we're going to go to McCarran, because there's something we can do with Raul's quest. Every companion, I guess we can talk about it a bit. Every companion in the game has a side quest you can do, and they are unlocked, usually triggered or unlocked by dialogue going on around you in the world, or progression through the game, or where you are if you're near a location or something. But it will trigger the quest and the requirements for it to finish or start. So just know that. And Raul is a very famous hard one to do and very easy to bug yourself out of. So we're going to make sure that we're doing what we need to do real quick. As you can see, I am glad I went and checked on that because, yeah, we're actually going back to Nellis to speak with Loyal first. Ah, here he is. I just waited until about 10:30 in the morning, and Loyal is here. So let's go ahead and make sure Raul is nearby and just start a conversation.
Isn't that bomber a beauty? Thanks so much for making an old man's dreams come true.
And yeah, I need to get going.
Bye.
I think that triggered it.
I can't believe we were allowed in.
Oh, there we go.
Boss.
Yeah, what's up?
That Loyal guy. He's getting up there in years, but he still finds a way to make himself useful to his people. If you ask me, that's better than withering away all alone or holding on to some faded piece of glory from your past.
Yeah, Loyal's using his years of knowledge to help his tribe. I think that's a pretty noble goal.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah, what's on your mind, Raul?
Old history, boss. I grew up in a place called Hidalgo Ranch, just outside Mexico City. It wasn't much, just a bit of a farm, with a house for 3 generations of Tejadas. I wasn't the best behaved kid. I was quick with my hands, with a pistol or a wrench. And I wasn't afraid to get into fights over it. I never killed anybody, but I had my share of run-ins with the police. Mostly my family kept me in line. This was before the war. We were far enough away from Mexico City when the bombs fell that we missed the worst of it. But things got bad quick.
Yeah, go on.
Just a few days after Mexico City was vaporized, refugees started pouring down the road to our ranch. We helped who we could, but there were so many. Eventually, my father started turning people away before we ran out of food. Things got violent. My father and I got our guns, and we drove them off.
Yeah, what happened then?
About 24 men came back in the night after we'd gone to sleep. They set fire to the ranch house and barred the doors from the outside. My whole family was trapped inside. I smelt the smoke, and I got myself and my little sister Rafaela out through a window. But everyone else, my parents, my grandmother, my 2 brothers, and 2 of my sisters, all died.
Yeah, what'd you do after all that?
Rafaela and I ran. We were pursued by some of the men who attacked our home, but I was always a good shot. The ones who came after us, I killed. The rest, I left be. I had to take care of Rafaela, not throw my life away on revenge.
Yeah, and you blame yourself for all of this?
Maybe. I don't know. All I know is that for all my skills with a pistol, I couldn't help them. Anyway, that was weighing on my mind. Thanks for letting me get it out in the open, boss.
And yeah, so we learn a bit about our companion Raul here, a little bit of his backstory. And to keep on going with that, I don't think we have to wait 3 days. But we're going to want to head over to Camp McCarran next, where we got Lalong Carabine from, actually. So right here, like west of Gunrunners, kind of. And it's actually really nice that we have to pass through Camp McCarran, because there are some quests, I mean, that I want to pick up while we're here. One in particular we can get from this guy. He's usually patrolling around here, so he can be a bit troublesome to find at times, but Major DeHartree, I believe.
If it's bad news, you can take it up with the Colonel. If it's good news, it better involve some dead fiends.
And yeah, what do you know about the fiends?
Pack of drugged-out killers. They're addicted to every stim, every pill, every psychoactive enema on this fucked up earth. I've got 3 fiends I want dead, and I don't give a goddamn how it gets done. That sound like something that interests you?
And yeah, sure.
Good. That's damn good. I figure it's about time we got lucky out here, so maybe you can snuff one of these maniacs. First one calls herself Violet. God knows why. The name is the prettiest thing about her. Spends most of her time with a pack of vicious dogs. Then there's Driver Nafai. He's fast and he's brutal. Killed about a dozen of my men with a goddamn driver iron. Hence his name. And finally, Cook. Rapist, pyromaniac, and damn good chef if you believe the fiends we've captured. Probably the craziest of the lot. I'm not gonna feed you any bullshit. These aren't your common Vegas trash. They've all killed good N.C.R. men, and plenty of mercs too. You go after them, any of them, you're in for a hell of a fight. So, which one is it gonna be?
And, tough choice after hearing all those descriptions on who to hunt down first, but I think for now, we'll just say Cook for sure.
One thing I should tell you about Cook. Piece of shit is pure animal. He raped one of my snipers, and that makes this personal. Also, he's got a flamethrower, and he's damn good with it. From what I hear, he either rapes or burns every living thing he gets his hands on. Only one man's gotten close to killing him, and that's Little Buster. So he says, anyway. Maybe it's bullshit, but I'd still ask him about it.
Yeah, who exactly is Little Buster?
Bounty hunter. Talks big. But he's still alive, so he can't be completely full of shit. I think he's out in the yard, waiting to claim a couple bounties.
Alright then. Anything else I should know?
One more thing. If you want the full reward, you need to bring me a recognizable head. My superiors need proof they're gone. That means no headshots, no decapitations till after they're dead, and no damage to the face. If you want to be safe, aim for the chest. You bring me a head that looks like a rotten tomato, people will be doubting, and I won't be authorized to pay the entire bounty. Good luck to you, and don't get careless.
And yeah, just a nice little quest we can pick up while we're here. Doesn't hurt at all. I'm trying to decide if I want to go ahead and talk to Little Buster. I don't know if he offers anything interesting. I guess I'll check out and see what he's got, right? So, howdy.
Let me guess. You got work for me, right? Well, you're too late. I just quit the bounty trade. As soon as I pick up some caps that Daughtry owes me, I'm out of this scrapyard.
Yeah, Major DeHartree said I should talk to you about Cook.
The rapist with the flamethrower? Yeah, that's a combination I stay the fuck away from. I was stalking him for a while. Real good at that. Watching people from where they can't see me, you know? Only one thing I learned about that asshole. Keeps a bunch of Brahmins. Most of them he roasts whenever he feels like it. But there's one. Must be his pet or some shit. Doesn't let anybody near that Brahmin. Somebody puts a bullet in her, I bet that'd piss him off good. Might make him careless, too.
Alright. Appreciate it. I'll see you around.
Hey, yeah. Next time you see me, maybe I'll be rolling in a shitload of caps, right?
Yeah, continuing here, we got some information on Cook about a prized Brahmin in the crowd, in the herd, I should say. But looking here, we're actually looking for, like I was saying, a familiar face. Let's actually go ahead and equip the rifle, because he should be the only guy. There he is, without one. And specifically, we need to talk to him about his time defending, I guess, Nevada, the Strip from the fiends.
Howdy. Name's Sterling, first recon. Can't say I've seen you before. I'd remember if I had.
You remember everyone that passes through here?
Got a good memory for faces, landmarks and such too. Comes with practice, that's all. And a lot of scouting from place to place.
Yeah, interesting rifle you got there. Lever action, right?
I called her the Long Carabine. Didn't always have the scope. I added that myself. Been shooting with her so long, couldn't bring myself to toss her away. Would have felt guilty to part with the old girl. The other snipers used bolt action, but Gorbets reckoned it didn't matter none if I was different, so long as I could hit my targets.
Yeah, how long have you been here with the first recon?
Used to be a ranger, one of the first they sent out east back before we took the dam. Observation and reconnaissance. We took the lay of the land, checked out the locals, and kept ourselves inconspicuous. A couple friends of mine were the first to scout the dam. That was back in '73, if I recall. A lot of those rangers are dead now. Vegas always chewed men up. It's just a little more literal nowadays.
Yeah, what made you leave the Rangers?
Well, that wasn't really a matter of choice. Got myself caught by legionaries up near Malpay. They had themselves some fun with me. Mangled my hands and feet pretty good. Wasn't much good with the pistol after that. Wasn't gonna be trekking across the waste on any more long scouts either.
Yeah, how did you manage to escape Malpay?
Caesar's boys figured I wasn't going anywhere after what they'd done to me. So they didn't bother tying me up. I crawled out of there on my elbows and knees. Must have looked a sight. Then I rolled down an embankment into the Colorado. I guess I had a mind to drown rather than give Caesar's boys the satisfaction of killing me. But a couple rangers happened to be watching from across the river. They jumped on in and pulled me out of there. Lucky break, they said.
How long have you been stationed here?
Going on 6 months now, but I reckon we'll be moving out soon enough. Can't talk about the details. Till then, we'll man the towers and keep an eye on the fiends. We've had more than our share of trouble from their direction. Whole thing smells of Caesar to me. Of course, that's just guesswork. But I'd still bet a few caps he's stirring up the locals against us.
Well, alright, appreciate it. See you around, Corporal.
Always a pleasure. Keep yourself safe.
So yeah, some nice information about a fine ex-ranger, now first recon of the N.C.R. And we just need to wait for Raul to get his trigger, I guess.
Got a second to talk, boss?
Sure. What's up, bud?
Meeting Corporal Sterling. Well, it kind of got me thinking. Here's a guy that's been beat all to hell, right? I mean, he could have retired from the service, but instead he signs back on and does what he can. You think he did the right thing?
Yeah, I think it's a good thing that he's so devoted to his duty. More people should actually act that way.
You think so, boss? Because I remember a time when a lot of people stuck to their duty no matter what. It ended with nuclear bombs falling on my hometown.
Yeah, you're talking about the Great War? What do you remember about it?
After the fire, I knew my sister and I couldn't stay at Hidalgo Ranch anymore. The refugees still wanted me dead. They even put a bounty on me. I remember how scared Rafaela was. I told her if she came with me, we'd see the vaqueros. She used to love the rodeo, especially the trick rider. We figured maybe we could find help in Mexico City. We were young. We didn't know what had happened, really. We didn't understand about the bombs.
Yeah, wasn't Mexico City, like, annihilated in the Great War?
I don't think it was as hard hit as D.C. or Bakersfield. But it was bad enough. By the time we got there, the city was a radioactive ruin. Still, the city was full of looters, already forming into the beginnings of raider tribes. Crime was bad before the war, but now it was a nightmare. We were living like scavengers, scraping by on what little food we could find, always looking for medicine for my burns. And then, of course, the radiation started to kick in. turning me into this handsome devil you see before you.
Yeah, sounds pretty rough.
You're a poet of understatement, boss. But there were moments it was almost worth it. I still remember finding that novelty costume shop. I was just looking around for something I could slice up to wrap my burns when I saw the vaquero outfit hanging on the rack like it hadn't been touched. I took it, not like anybody else needed it, you know, and wore it back to our camp. Rafaela laughed for the first time since the bombs had fallen.
Yeah. Wasn't it dangerous to be dressed so noticeably?
It was. I started to build up a legend. Sometimes it headed off trouble, but most of the times it just started more. Young punks looking to prove themselves would come looking for me, but my eyes were sharp and my guns were quick. For a while, it seemed like we might even survive there, until Rafaela.
Yeah, what happened to Rafaela?
She went out to find some food one day. I was sick, so I stayed at our camp. I guess it must have been the beginning of radiation poisoning. Anyway, it was supposed to be safe, but some raiders happened to pass through where she was scavenging. I won't speak of what they did to her. When I found her body, the only way to recognize her was this funny little scar on her knee from when she was a little girl.
Yeah, that's terrible. I'm sorry, Raul.
Terrible doesn't begin to cover it, boss. I let my whole family down. First the ranch, now Rafaela. I was the last Tejada. I guess maybe I went a little crazy then. I took my guns and went back to that market. I didn't have many bullets, but I had enough. After the raiders were dead, I salvaged what I could from the store. I was tired. I just wanted to be alone forever.
Alright, so what'd you do?
I left Mexico City behind. I made my way out to the Gulf Coast. Eventually, I found an old Petro Chico refinery nobody had claimed. I stayed there for a little while, and I thought a lot about my life. I thought about the guns I lived by, and what they'd gotten me. I decided my guns hadn't gotten me anything, and it was time to give it up. I took off the old vaquero outfit and put on a Petro Chico jumpsuit. The name tag said Miguel, so I started using the name myself. Eventually, I made it to Arizona. That's another story, boss.
And yeah, so we learn a little more about Raul now, his sister, his family, where he's from, where he's been, a little bit of where he's been. Apparently, he says he's also been to Arizona. So we've got one more stop on this trail to unlock a bit more about his past. And we're going to be going somewhere a little more familiar, and that being Novak. So let's go on and, oh, didn't mean to throw the map that hard. Go on back down here. Alright, and we are back here in Novak at the second house, the one that's not boarded up. I do recommend dropping a save here, and you could also, if you want to be even more safe, drop a save every time before you do one of Raul's, I guess, companion points. But let's go ahead and go inside Andy's bungalow here, Ranger Andy. So if we go ahead and talk to him, we can get yet another point for Raul. So let's go ahead and
welcome.
talk to him.
We haven't met yet. You must be new in town. I'm Andy.
Yeah, what do you do here, Andy?
Right now, a whole lot of sitting on my keister and counting cracks in the ceiling. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. On better days, I help keep the peace. Boone and Vargas watch the road. I watch the town. Tell myself I'm doing some good.
Yeah, you're with the N.C.R, right?
Was with them. That was back when my arm and leg used to work better. I still like to pretend I'm a ranger, though. I'll check in with the guys up at the station pretty regular on the ham radio. Sometimes they stop by, tell me they're paying their respects, the smug bastards. They haven't been responding to me last couple days. I guess they got tired of hearing me talk, but it still got me a little worried. Hell, listen to me talk, like some damn mother hen.
Yeah, how would you feel if I checked on your ranger friends for you?
No. They're gonna think I'm having trouble letting go. They're good soldiers. I don't give them enough credit.
Did you do something to your leg?
Yeah, twice. Actually, the first time, it was more like half my body. Knocked me out of the Rangers. This time, It's mostly just reminded me how useless I've gotten.
You mind telling me what happened?
A few years back, we get a tip that some Legion slavers were holed up in this burnt-out house a few clicks from where we were stationed. We get there and it's deserted. No sign anyone's been there. I mean, nothing. As we're leaving, I hear something behind me. I turn around and there's this kid, just skin and bone, and he's looking up at us and he's scared half to death. Been hiding in a closet.
Yeah, what'd you do?
I go to grab him out of there and I notice he's holding something in his hand. Something metal. He shuts himself back in the closet and that's when I see the grenade he's left by my feet. They do it a lot, the Legion, using kids. They know we'll hesitate. Anyway, that was the first time. Second time, I fell down those stairs in front of the motel, just in case I got to thinking I'd put it all behind me.
Well, your body is injured, but not your mind. You're kidding yourself if you think you're actually useless.
People don't exactly line up to find out what's in my head. Can't remember the last time someone suggested I knew something worth knowing. You know, maybe there's something I can do for you. Since you've gone to all the trouble of flattering a crippled old soldier, there's a move we have in the Rangers for knocking an opponent off his feet. Saved my butt a bunch of times, maybe it will for you too. Let me show you how it's done.
And we've learned the Ranger Takedown. You've learned the Ranger Takedown. To use this technique, initiate a power attack while moving backwards. You'll drop your opponent to the ground. Alright, sweet. Thank you. Oh, is this going to mess up our dialogue, though, with Raul? I hope not. I know sometimes you have to walk out, and then it triggers, like, a little bit over here, like, to leave the area a bit. And sometimes it pops up, so we'll just chill. Hey,
boss.
Nice.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah, what's on your mind, Raul?
What do you think of guys like Ranger Andy?
What do you mean, guys like Ranger Andy?
I mean, guys who have a world of experience doing what they do, but have to give it up because they're getting old and slow or too injured.
Even after a crippling injury, a guy like Andy's tougher and more dangerous than most men alive.
Maybe, yeah. I guess you got a point there.
We're not just talking about Ranger Andy here, are we?
Not really, boss. No. I left everything when I left Mexico. My home, my family, my name, even my face. I know it's surprising, boss, but I wasn't always just handsome. As far as the world knows, I was Miguel. And I was okay with that. I headed north for a while and ended up in Tucson. Not Tucson, by the way. Things were good there. Well, maybe not good, but better than Mexico City anyways. I found myself a little shack, started fixing things.
Fixing things?
Oh, sure, boss. I was always good at fixing things. Some I fixed for the town, some I fixed for other people, some I fixed just for the hell of it. It's a better way to use your hands than killing. And even then, I wasn't getting any younger or faster. I lived there for a long time, kept to myself, didn't get into any fights. Hell, the only reason I even kept my guns oiled was professional pride.
Yeah, why aren't you still there then?
Getting there, boss. I'd been in Tucson. The locals can call it Tucson all they want, but it's Tucson, damn it. About 75 years when she showed up. Prettiest thing you ever saw, boss. Maybe it was just a trick of my senile brain, but I swear she looked just like my Rafaela. Her name was Claudia. She ended up taking work at one of the brothels in town. I never went to her, of course. How could I? But I looked after her in my own way.
Yeah, what happened with her?
This was a long time ago, before Caesar's Legion pacified Arizona and brought the raider tribes to heel. A tribe came into Tucson one day. More a gang, really. Dirty Dave and his 6 brothers. They were looking for bullets, and I sold some to them. I figured if I did that, they'd leave town before they tore it up too much.
Yeah, but they didn't, did they?
No, boss. No, they didn't. As I was saying, I hoped they'd leave the town in peace. Instead, they decided to stop at Claudia's brothel to take the edge off. I don't know which one of them got rowdy first, but by the time I heard the screams and got my guns, it was too late. They shot up the brothel, killed 4 girls, and taken Claudia for their sport.
Are you able to rescue her?
I went after Dave and his brothers. They had a head start, but they slept nights. I didn't. Took me 3 days to catch up to them. Claudia was dead when I got there. They put a bullet in each of her eyes. I couldn't do anything except avenge her, just like Rafaela. I charged into the middle of their camp and started firing. 2 of them were dead before they knew I was there. The other 5, though, they shot the shit out of me. I would have died, I think, if I wasn't so full of rage.
Yeah, how did you survive?
By being a meaner old cuss than the rest of them, boss. I wanted to keep living until they weren't. So I just kept shooting until they were all dead. I was in pretty bad shape in the end, though. I don't know how long I laid there, with the sun baking me and the buzzards chomping at me. Eventually, I got the strength to start moving. Some long time after that, I managed to drag my carcass back to town.
Yeah, what happened then?
When I recovered, more or less anyways, I left Tucson and headed west. I ran into Tabitha at Black Mountain, and well, the rest you know. I swore I was done with the gunslinging life. I was too old, too slow, and too beat up to protect anyone anymore. I thought I was done forever, but after traveling with you, I realized I've always had my doubts.
Doubts? About what?
About whether I still had what it took to carry my pistols proudly, to use them to do what's right. And now that I've been traveling with you for a while, you made me realize that I could still do that. Maybe I'm not as tough as I used to be, but my brains can make up for that. And my hands are still quick enough. It's time to put the guns back on.
And yeah, you can either say I think it's a good idea, Raul, and I hope you put them to good use with me, or with a speech check of 66, you can say I don't think it's a good idea. You should focus your mechanical skills instead. But no, I'm gonna go with them. I do think it's a great idea, Raul. Put them to good use with me, pal.
You can bet on that, boss.
And yeah, Raul has gained the Old Vaquero perk, which increases his rate of fire with revolvers and lever-action firearms by 33%. And why don't we just go ahead and take a look at this outfit? I'm gonna go ahead and turn off my display here for you. But yeah, coming back in here with a no HUD. Look at this guy's outfit. It is so nice. I wish you could get one for the player. Besides console commands and cheating, it is so good, man. I love it. Raul was a sick character, sick backstory. He deserves a sick outfit. I'm just trying to, yeah, you can see his spurs kind of down there. Such a good outfit. Again, I wish you could get one for the player, but you know, you can. Just it's locked behind console commands, so I don't really recommend it. And yeah, I think that is where we're gonna end it for today. I didn't realize it was almost a 30-minute long, fiasco to try to get this, but I wanted to show every bit of detail for Raul's quest because again, it is so coveted and so well known to be a disaster, a train wreck to actually get to work right. But as always, remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed today's video. Share it around with your friends if you think they'd also enjoy this type of content. And as always, I will see you guys next time.